And guess what? We are back. Yes, Sense is back. And it's not just back, it's back with a bang. My name is Rosalind Felly, and you know I don't do this alone, right? Now, the beautiful, the ever, how do I put it? I don't know how to describe my baby girl. Arba Kumsin. Hey, boo.
Hi, guys. Hi. Good to see you again after such a long break.
Why are you behaving like you don't see me every day? You see me every day. Stop pretending.
My sister, can't I miss you? Can't I miss you? I missed you, boo. How have you been?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, so today we have two guests joining us, and I have with me the beautiful Jayana Music. Hi, darling. Okay, so Jayana is our guest for today, and like I said, we have two guests, and guess who is the next guest? Sally Ekuya Amwakwa. She's right here. Yay! So we have a beauty queen in our midst.
Yeah.
So today we have to give respect to where it's exactly. Me, I tried beauty pageants, I didn't win some. But today on Sid Says, guess what? We have a twist for you. And when I say that, we have our studio audience.
Yeah.
Oh, let me feel the vibe. Yo. Okay, so that's how we are bringing Sid Sense to you this time around. We'll be having studio guests, we'll be interacting with them. We'll bring you topics and conversations that you have in your home. So when we talk about it, you get to discuss it in the comfort of your home. Today we have 3 topics that we are talking about. Before I introduce the topic to you, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll delve into our conversations for today. Do stay. Welcome back, and you are watching Sixth Sense. We're excited to come your way. This particular season, we have onga on board. Now, if you haven't eaten onga yet, or you haven't tasted onga, you know what? Onga has the master taste. When we talk about taste, onga has it for you. Now, not just that, they have actually 3 different flavors. Let me tell you about the flavors they have. They have the ginger, onion, and garlic flavors. They have the classic, and they have the chicken as well, and the stew. Okay, so the stew 3-in-1, it comes with the ginger, garlic, and onion, or you can go for the classic and go for the chicken. Don't forget that when you get to the market and you want to purchase any spice, don't purchase any other spice than onga, Mama's helping hand. ALA, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why you like this. Anyway, so we have our next topic, and Kuya will take us away with that.
Rosalind.
Yes, what's the next topic?
Araba,
Yes, dear.
would you rather be rich and dishonest, or be poor and honest? Honest for discussion.
Oh, you're
How many rich people are honest though? Give me your money as well with that honesty.
There are lots of poor people who are dishonest too.
Yeah.
Let's say this economy, what has truth got to do with money? I need money to survive. Is it truth I go chop? I will die. Hey, what?
So you'll be dishonest?
Madam, stay somewhere.
So you'll be
give you money,
dishonest?
you won't take it.
You'll be dishonest.
And be rich?
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Hey. So you
believe-
prioritize money.
Hey.
Money is important for you, number 1 for you.
What do we survive on, Araba? Let's be real here. What do we survive on? Can we pay school fees with truth? Can you pay electricity bills with truth? If your car is empty right now, can you fill it with truth?
So what are you saying?
So
That
I'm
we should be
saying that
dishonest?
I need money.
Sometimes, Rosalind, honesty can pave ways, a lot of.
I'm still
ways
waiting for that
you.
time.
Oh.
Even in churches, honesty is not paving ways. Pastors are lying to us to collect our money. Say honestly, ain't paving no way.
So you're saying that
No, but
honesty.
I thought that Rosalind said that Araba is the mean one. And she's the nice one.
So you can see. You can see.
She's not mean, but she loves money.
Who doesn't love money? I mean, even the poor man is waiting for the day that they'll be rich.
Rosalind, you're waiting for every chance to defend yourself with regards to you loving money.
But who doesn't? If you are telling me you don't love money, if I should give you $20,000 right now,
hear from you.
Yo, you told me that.
I don't even care where you get the money from.
you.
So spend it like.
Thank you.
Well, you know, the reality is,
our society have influence on us, if you like it or yes. And in as much as we try to go by the moral standards of the society, we are also challenged to do or go through other dubious means to make money, to be able to impress this same society.
Exactly.
True, that's the reality.
That's the irony of the situation. Yeah. This same society that's telling you that you should be honest, you know, follow the straight and narrow path. The same society is the one to applaud you when you are, you know, flashy.
They don't even care about how you make the money. Yeah. It's about you being able to help people.
Money is power.
Money is power.
It actually is. And I'll tell you something. Even in churches, when important rich people come and give huge offerings and, you know, donations to the church, they don't question where.
Apart from that, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
They disregard the poor people, and when they are praying for them, special.
Yeah, birthdays, they have special.
So are you saying that we are all dishonest?
Honey,
we are all dishonest.
Wait.
Nobody is honest anymore.
Who is honest? Even the poor man
I
is
can
not
count
honest.
a few people who are honest.
Like who?
Oh, like Manasseh Azura, an investigative journalist who, you know,
I don't know him
as far as
personally,
concerned,
so I can't say much about that.
So you don't even know one honest person in this country.
What is your definition of honesty?
Or somebody who, even though they have the opportunity to make money, you know, by going through a shortcut, would choose not to do that.
My husband, then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it to him, and
a round of applause for Rosalind's husband.
Yeah. I mean, that's our biggest fight in the house. Sometimes, like, you saw this coming and you actually turned your back. He's like, yeah, because I'm like, wow. Somebody was giving you this envelope and you said no. It's like, yeah. I'm like,
so one person is a day, another person is night.
That's a great combination.
Honestly, listen, it's not about lying, or it's to me, it's about working hard and making the money. I'll say that let's not use dubious means to make our money. Work hard and make your money. Like, especially this whole thing of fraud, you know, being in the system, which I'm so against it, because somebody is working hard for their money and all you're doing is to defraud the person. Theft, robbery, all these things, I think it's wrong in every way. When we talk about the particular topic we are talking about, we are not talking about theft. We are just saying that, okay, if I should lie, okay, I'm just saying, if they tell me that, okay, what's in my cup and it's supposed to be champagne and I say it's water and they'll give me $10 million, I'm going to do it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I personally think as long as the decision to make money is not going to hurt anybody, it's not going to end the life of anybody, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, money is money.
Yes, I work so hard for my money. I believe in hard work, but I believe in luck as well. There are a lot of people who work so hard, but they're so broke.
Exactly. So what's the difference between someone who works hard and is able to make it versus someone who is trying to work hard but is still broke? What's the difference?
The hardest working people are broke.
I think you just have to work smart.
Honey,
you have to work smart.
The people carrying the cement.
It's about working smart.
The people carrying the cement, how hard? Do you carry cement on daily basis?
That's working hard, right?
You know how difficult it is.
So if hard work really pays, like we say, these are the people who should be making money.
Exactly.
Even if you go to industries, those who work so hard are the laborers, are the people who are in who are working with the machine. Exactly.
Yeah.
But the managers are the ones making good money at the end of the day. Exactly. With their pens.
Yes.
In their air-conditioned offices. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's not only about hard work. I think it's about luck, it's about prayers, and it's about working smart.
I call it grace, and I'm still telling my pastor to pray for that for me, because I need that grace to be making that millions. You know, you got a grace, yeah.
Or bigger grace.
Okay. So will you lie? You work with the Archbishop. Will you lie for money?
Oh God, Rosaline.
I put you on the spot. You're
Put somebody on the spot.
No, this one there. I'm with Roslyn.
So it's like.
This one there. You're You're your own. You're your own.
As long as the bishop is not going to get hurt in the
You
process.
watch, you watch.
I believe that being honest also pays, because I feel that as a gospel artist or a minister of God, a lot of young artists also look up to me, and I have a legacy to protect. I need to also impact lives. So all these young girls who are also looking up to me, I'm sure they have an expectation of me, and I also cannot let them down, because it will be some way that maybe one day, like, a story will pop up and they're like, oh, whatever that Diana has right now, she got it out of, a devious means.
So you'd rather...
Everybody, my followers will be disappointed.
All right, so you'd rather be, broke? Did you hear the story of Titi?
Titi, the taxi driver.
The taxi driver.
Would you rather be broke and leave, say...
No,
See,
I'm not
if
saying
you are broke
he didn't work smart.
I'm not saying she didn't make the money.
Business.
Like,
he didn't work smart.
No,
because
if
he
he
was
said-
given help. Let's be very clear. Titi was given help. It's what he chose to do with it. He didn't help himself.
Yeah.
When you
there
are in a
is
situation and people are helping you and you don't help yourself.
Investment.
He will tell you that he worked hard. He will tell you that he did invest.
No, but he said himself that he made some mistakes.
Somebody that said he didn't work smart.
Yeah, he made huge mistakes. He said it himself.
Yeah.
And that landed
his
him
stories
whatever.
tells everybody that he brought everything that happened to him
Yeah.
upon himself.
That's what they said.
That's what he said.
He wasn't lucky. Man wasn't lucky.
So basically, work hard but work smart.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you have the grace of God backing you, you're shooting to the top.
And if you have to get the money, honey. Get the money.
Hey.
In the right way.
By hook or by crook or what?
Rosalind says by hook
Complete
or
the
by
sentence.
Get that money.
By
I didn't say by hook or crook. Just get that money. Work and get the money. That's all I say. But one thing, the grace factor is very important. And it's one thing that people actually miss. You could be working all your life and not making anything. One day you meet somebody who can help you out of nowhere, or you get a certain job opportunity that will be your break.
Right.
And so this is why I say the grace factor is very, very important in everybody's life. I think people actually miss it and they feel it's not needed. But doors have opened for people due to grace.
Oh, yes.
And so I always say, we had a prayer topic in a church that I used to attend, and the prayer topic was that, God, may I work like an ant and eat like an elephant.
Oh, really? So you don't put in a lot of effort, but you benefit.
Thank you. Never work like an elephant
downplaying
and
the
eat
But
like
that's the work smart we are talking
principle.
about.
Okay.
Not
Not working like a bull, but
Exactly.
enjoying like a king.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Work smart.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's our takeaway for today. Work smart.
Work smart. Let's go to our audience. If our audience has anything to say, and then we'll quickly round up our conversation.
It's only the men who are talking. Why? We need women. Women empowerment. Come on. Yes, we have a woman.
All right, so my name is Favor,
Okay.
and about being dishonest, I wouldn't getting rich. For me, I'll look at it from two sides, because if you say dishonest, in which way? Because there are some people that would be working in a company or whatever field that they may find themselves, and then they have the opportunity to be assisted. But then, because they have this notion that if I'm assisted by so and so, what will my colleagues say, or what would they be thinking about me? So they let go of that opportunity. Yes. So I would say, so there was this time a colleague of mine at work. So a customer placed an order, and then the customer was like, okay, I would want to send you an airtime. And then she says, no, she's not interested.
Hey.
And I was like, why would you say that? Why would you say you don't want it? She was like, okay, he might start calling me and all that, and moreover, since he's using the company line to call, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes people call in, you place an order for them, and they are like, okay, I would want to send you this money. How do I send it? And because it's a company line and you know the rules, you just let them forward the money to the company's number. Then you inform your supervisor and you take your money. But she felt like, no, she can't do that. So she rather let the airtime go. And I was like, no, you can't always let opportunities like that pass you by, because you don't know where your helper will come from.
Yeah.
And I felt maybe to her, she was thinking, why would you say that to me and all that? Like how Rosalind said, I believe in grace. Yes, there are sometimes you meet people, you don't really know them, you don't have that close relation with, but they want to assist you, they want to help you, and they do it.
Yeah,
That
and they do
is
it for
grace.
free. They do it for free. I know
Yes.
people who have benefited from people for free, and I really love your submission today, because seriously speaking, you ain't giving me anything and I'm turning it down. It's from Jesus. Jesus touched your heart.
Everything. You are receiving everything.
What is that everything you're talking about? You're talking about money. You're talking about everything. Which one is everything? I wish I had
What
all
do you
day,
mean?
but
What's that?
unfortunately my time is up. My time is
Oh,
up.
are we done so soon?
We're done, honey.
Oh,
we are done.
time flies when we're
Time
having
is
fun.
up. And we're having so much fun, but unfortunately we have to go. I can't be broken beg. I'm sorry. I can't beg. If you only know what people go through when they're begging. I'll work hard. I'll work smart. I'll pray for grace. But I'll have to make the money, honey. I'm making the money. Anyway, we had a great time here, and I haven't been here alone, of course. Our studio audience want to say a very big thank you to you for being a part of us today. Your submissions were awesome, and we are super grateful. We hope to see you next week. Okay? My name is Rosalind Fairley. I am not your host. I'm a co-host because we did this together. We'll be back again next week. Enjoy the rest of your day, but you can continue with the discussion from the comfort of your home. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye! You are still watching Sense. My name is Rosalind Fairley. I am not here alone. Araba is here, Gianna is here, and the Kriya is here as well. Not forgetting our studio audience.
Yay.
So we've been discussing the economic hardships, how we are surviving. Our next topic will be told by Gianna. What are we talking about?
Okay, so our next topic for discussion is marital discrepancies. Should divorce be easier or harder to get?
The question is, what is marital discrepancies? Can the married people tell us?
Should we open, who are those?
We have divided ourselves. Married people and
I'm not married.
oh, sorry, married people and
Okay.
married people
person.
and yes, and singles.
And
Married
person.
and single. So tell us.
I don't even know what that word stands for.
So, from a marital person's perspective, what are some of the things that can create problems
madam.
in a marriage?
From a reading perspective.
Tell
I
us.
think the first thing is mistrust. You know, like some husbands who go through their wives' phones and, you know,
Is it only
it brings-
husbands?
Boyfriends.
No, guys do that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, women, we don't really think about it. So,
Really?
My husband doesn't.
Oh, really?
I mean,
He doesn't go
It's
through my
women.
It's women
It's mostly
who do
women
that,
that
yeah.
go through our men's
Really?
phone.
Yes,
Yeah.
women are more emotional than men, so
Exactly,
they
and
get
inquisitive.
jealous easier.
There are some men
It's only that
actually
when
who
they
do it,
get
though.
married, then the men now
Start
tend to be
doing
the
it.
one who are always
But
the
so
case
so is the men.
when they're married.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
I doubt.
it boils
doubt
down
it.
to the men.
Well,
It boils down to
well,
the men.
I think the woman would have to give the man a reason to do that.
Because
Yeah,
honestly, it's
exactly.
hard for
Yeah,
you
I
to
think-
see a woman on Facebook like going through every detail You understand? But the men, they do that. They go through your Facebook,
What
like
are you
your
going
social.
to do on me, if I want to go through I'll go to your WhatsApp, go to your
That's what I'm
messages. I know
saying.
what I'll be doing.
The guys do that a lot. They can go through all your socials, checking your comments.
When
Who
do
is
you
sending
meet
you
these
comments?
men?
Who is this guy? Where do you know him
like that.
from?
You
Why
know,
is he
dare
sending
not
you
go on
this?
my social
Probably
media
she's
handle.
talking-
What are you
you
going
are
to do
talking
on
from
my social
personal
media?
experience.
It's a social. I mean, social media.
are being
is social.
social.
Gotta be social media. What are you doing there? Do you know what's in my inbox? Stay away.
You know, so all these things sometimes bring about this, you know, issues, and it starts building from there.
Okay.
So when you don't close that door, it escalates, and then it'll start, you know, bringing stuff.
She mentioned something when she started talking. She talked about mistrust.
Yes.
It always starts from there. There's always an action that leads to one person feeling like, okay, is the other person doing something? So if you give reason to the other person to mistrust you, that's where it all starts.
Exactly.
So for example, you can be talking to a friend, a colleague, a work colleague, maybe of a different sex. You're a woman, you speak to a work colleague a lot, and your husband or your boyfriend sees that a lot, and you know, they get a bit agitated. They won't tell you, but you know, the way you are so close to this person makes them think, okay, I don't have that sort of vibe with you, and you have that with another colleague who is male, you know, and it sets them thinking all sorts of things. So I mean,
Well,
all of this.
okay, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think the normalization of side chicks is one of the things causing all these-
Normalization of side chicks.
Exactly.
Now it's normal.
See, now most men now,
Yeah.
I have a lot of male friends.
Okay.
Most men now marry for security, not for love.
Okay.
So they need a woman who can keep their home, who can take care of their kids, manage the home. So they'll leave the woman home and then go and be with the woman they love.
Oh, okay. Really? That's interesting.
Really?
That's revealing, isn't it?
So how?
So what's the woman doing at home?
The wife, you're taking care of the house.
I don't have time.
and
to
there's
take
no
care of
love.
the
The side chick is
I'm
getting
always
all the
out there
special
working.
treatment.
That's the order of the day.
Exactly.
Okay, my husband is a yesterday man then, because
So now the side chick gets all the good treatment, all the.
I'm taking all the money from my
vacation,
husband.
Really?
They are listening and they are excited.
But that is the reality.
No,
No,
she's
this
being
is
real.
a talk. I'm being real. That is the order of the day. Unless, of course, we want to sit here and be hypocritical about what is happening.
Yeah.
Because now, every young woman wants to be a side chick to some wealthy man.
Yeah.
Because we all want to make money faster. And then we feel the only means we can do that is to get ourselves acquainted with somebody who is rich. You get it?
Right.
And
I see.
that is one of the major reasons that is causing divorce in this country now. Because if you marry a good woman
Yes.
and then keep the woman home to manage the home, take care of the kids, and then all the good treatment is being given, all your attention is being directed to the side chick, what is sense in me being in your house? Then I better go.
I hear a lot of men say that even though they have side chicks, they really don't love their side chicks. They love their woman, their wives, but they don't love the side chicks. They just enjoy being with the side chicks. But I've always had that difficulty understanding.
You see, the thing is,
You've never heard any story like that before.
You ask me, this is my take on it. It's all about disrespect. I think that I'm very open-minded. That's how I do my things. And I have conversations with people and I say, trust no one and don't even trust yourself, because you yourself can disappoint yourself. So don't go into any relationship trusting, even God. I mean, how do you trust a man to the fullest? That man is man. That woman is woman. Don't go into a relationship expecting the person to be a saint. Go into the relationship with an open mind. Go into a relationship saying to yourself that, treat me right. I was having a conversation with one colleague at work and he asked me this question. Why is it that when men, their girlfriends sleep with another man, they get very upset with something, but when it's woman, they want to leave? And I said, the woman doesn't want to leave. The issue with the woman is that it's a disrespect and the fear that you would leave me and never come back to me. It is not about you sleeping with that woman. It's just the fear that, hey, my husband is gone and won't come back home. If your husband goes and comes back home, if your husband is treating you right, whatever somebody says, you don't even hear. You won't even go through his phone because he's treating you right. That respect covers everything. If you will go and do all that nonsense out there, and the word nonsense means no sense, so it's not an insult. But if you do all of that out there, and you come back home and you treat me right, you treat my children right, I don't have a problem with you. If you're giving me a comfortable life, I don't have a problem with you. I don't care about that side chick. But if you don't treat me right, then I know that there's a possibility you're leaving me for that side chick. Then I have a problem. Then I have a problem that you cheat. But actually, I cannot put my 100% in you and say you'll not cheat or you'll be... Oh, how? You wake up in the morning, you go into work. You come back probably after 5 p.m. Do I know what happens those hours? I'm going to be sitting there and thinking about it, and that's how I'll go mad. I mean, the mental homes, they are full. Okay. I can't do that.
So, Rosalind, I've read stories of women who have been faithful to their husbands who were cheating on them.
They knew that they were cheating on them?
Yes, of course. But because the man is providing, the man is doing everything for her, the man is taking care of the kids, she'd rather stay. At the end of the day, she gets infected with an STI or STD.
You see, Ekria, the thing is, to me, okay, the thing is that, is the disrespect. How did she know? Because you disrespected her by letting her know you're cheating. When you respect your wife,
what if...
Would he deliberately let her know?
Oh, some men do.
Well, some will rub the woman in your face.
Some men do.
But what if
you know you respect your wife and you go out there, you will use condom. It's an adult show.
Okay.
You will use condom so you don't bring anything back home. I'm just being a realist here. Do you understand? I can't hold any man.
We have herpes, so...
herpes.
You can kiss and get herpes from it.
Oh, you...
Herpes.
Herpes, yeah.
Oh... Herpes.
Herpes.
I mean, even what's his name? This guy who came to sing in Ghana recently. What's his name?
Asha.
Asha has herpes. Here we go.
What was
Rosalind.
No, my point is, I'm not saying that it's bad. What I'm saying, please, it's out there in the news. It's not about not telling for sure. It's out there in the news. I'm saying what I'm saying.
It's an
is
allegation,
that,
please.
What I'm
We
saying.
dissociate ourselves from this.
What I am saying is that if you go into a relationship and you are expecting your partner to be 100% faithful, you end up breaking your relationship because you had too much hopes. You end up finding something out because you start looking for what you, and whenever you look, you will find. He might not even be doing anything. Maybe he has sent somebody a message, hi dear. It doesn't mean there's a relationship going on. But because you are looking, you will find, and trouble will start breeding. So as much as possible, have an open mind and say to yourself that I'm in this relationship to enjoy myself. I'm married to enjoy myself. It's about me, my husband, and my family. And that is it. Once my husband is treating me well, and you see, this
But
whole
here's a
thing
situation where he gives you reason not to trust him.
that is where the problem, he's giving you reason, meaning that he doesn't respect you.
So, for example, if he's taking calls, you know, quietly,
Completely
in a different
disrespectful. Don't bring your calls at home. Stay out there and answer your calls. When you come home, cut your calls. What are you bringing your calls home for? What are you bringing calls home for? Your calls must end at the gate. When you get there, it's very respectful. When your husband gets home, at the entrance, it says, I'm home. Oh. It means that your husband respects you. If your husband can pick a call and go and hide, your husband disrespects you. How does he respect you?
I see.
So and how many men can do what Rosalind is saying? How many men can tell their side chicks and their other women not to call them when they are home?
That's where the divorce
Isn't
comes
that what
in.
they do?
No.
But why would you tell your side chick to call you when you are with your family? You spend time with her. When you are spending time with your family, spend time with your family.
But you
They
think if
shouldn't
this
come in
is
between.
happening, there will be this high rate in divorce? No.
That is where the divorce comes in.
Exactly.
It's because the men or the women are being disrespected. Some women disrespect their husbands so much, it might not even be by cheating, but how they speak to them, how they treat them, even in public. Do they even have time for their husbands? That disrespect is there.
Yeah, I was even going to say that I think that some of our parents, like Ghanaian parents, do us a lot of disservice. You know, they don't really teach us what marriage is all about. And sometimes when our young ladies go in, it's like it's a new world to them. They do not even know what they are in for, and it's like a shock because everything they are experiencing is like a new world. You know, a lot of women, like for instance, in my house, my parents are apostolics and Pentecost, you know, background, and there are a lot of things that my dad or my mom will not even, she would avoid teaching me or saying it because you know, that kind of thing. So you end up going into the marriage not knowing a lot of things. Everything is new to you. So you are left alone to build, to figure out things for yourself. And at the end of the day, if the guy is also coming from the same, you know, background, that the marriage is like is starting in a
dead.
It's dead. It's in a mess. And I feel that some men also take us for granted after they get married to us. They feel comfortable around us. Certain things that they used to do before we got married, they stop it because, okay, now
I've paid the bride
price.
I'm not
she's
you
mine.
anymore. She's
you know,
mine.
all the efforts that they used
their
to,
wives, but will take care
that
of
they
other
put
women
in.
and even outsiders.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've heard of stories
they stop,
like that.
they
as
stop
well.
everything
They take care of their wives.
after they get married to you. They stop.
So
it.
with
All the
that,
good
if
treatment and all
the
those
person
stuff.
stops treating
So-
me right and will take care of an outsider and not take care of me, I'm out. But
Of course, why would you want
I'm
to
out.
stay in such a marriage?
but should it be difficult for one to get a divorce? Should it be difficult?
Well, I think that, I mean, people are more enlightened now. People are more educated. People have seen, you know, they are exposed to how things work elsewhere. And so, for example, a lot of women, back in the days, at least from what my aunties and my grandmas used to tell me, I mean, even if they were suffering in their marriages, they would stay in the marriages. They would stay and try and make it work, not just because they really want to make it work, but because they really have no option. Maybe they depend on the man financially, or, you know. But now women are doing just the same thing men are doing. They are financially independent. So if you're a man and you're cheating on me, and I feel like it's affecting me and my well-being,
You know,
yes,
sometimes it's not only about
it's
cheating.
out.
You know,
It's a disrespect.
the emotional trauma the person will take you
exactly.
through. It even kills than domestic.
Exactly.
Some would do it in your face.
Yes,
exactly.
So disrespectful.
Yeah. So people feel like, why should I stay and suffer this trauma? There are marriages where people are deceived. Because you have a woman marrying a man who she thinks, okay, loves her and is wholly a man, only to go into the relationship and the man doesn't want to have sex with her because he was living a double life.
Exactly.
You know, he was a homosexual. But because he needs to,
Why are you staying?
Say again?
You realize he's homosexual, you're staying?
And that's what I'm saying. That that's one of the reasons why some people leave their marriages.
It
That's
is
why
a reason, not one. It should be a reason.
So,
you are out. Why are you staying when you realize your husband is homosexual?
Of course, some people, I mean, because of what society would say, they would prefer to stay in the marriage and then, you know, not be talked about or gossiped about. So, oh, we now, a guy cry, homosexual.
That people
rather
are dead
Yeah.
because of the society.
Exactly.
Because of our norms, because of our
society
morals
will
as
say.
Ghanaians. I think it's high time we think about ourselves more than the society and our morals.
But what do you make of people say that's also a selfish thought? Because it's like, if you can just get up and say, I'm getting a divorce because of A, B, C, and D, where is our society? Which direction is it going into? Because the society is built on family. So if we are breaking families, where are we heading to?
Okay, so I believe no woman will just get up without any tangible reason and say, I am leaving my marriage.
Okay.
There should be a cause. And then before a woman make that bold decision, that enough is enough, the woman might have endured to her limits.
Okay. Okay.
Taking in a lot of bullets, straight bullets, you know.
It gets to a time that you go, no.
But if divorce is easy, won't people abuse it? I mean, people will definitely abuse it. Immediately they hear of 1, 2, 3, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Let me go to my studio audience. Who wants to have a take on it? Anybody?
Lady White?
Oh, you again? Okay, let's hear your take.
I think
Yeah,
the gentleman in white wants to.
Okay, sure.
Okay. My name is Eddie. Now, let's look at it this way. I think marriage, the reason why we say marriage is an institution is because is made up of so many complex layers, being formal and informal. Sometimes the formal, you at least it layers, you see it, but the informal rules are those that are difficult to see, and that is what mostly it ends up with the abuses, and people have to admit. And just as Araba said, some people, for the fear of what people or what families will say, and to the extent that some families have even these norms or taboos that our family, there's nothing like divorce. So you have to stay in it no matter whatever you are facing. And strangely, this has really caused a lot of people to keep up with so many things in them without voicing out. So for me, in my opinion, I think marriage, in a way, should be some kind of school for people to understand what they are going into before they venture into. Because once you get into it, it's like a lifestyle, it's like a culture. So a culture should be a way of life. So you have to understand that lifestyle that you are going into before you venture into it. Otherwise, the end result will be disastrous.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's deep. I mean, marriage is just about sacrifice. It takes a lot to be married. I don't know. It takes a lot, but you see, it takes two people to sacrifice. It doesn't take one side, and that is where the issue. Have, you know, some churches even advising that the woman must submit, but they never speak to the men. Some homes also just advise the men and they leave the woman, and they come in with all sort of attitude. So this marriage thing is an institution that you ought to live it if you really want to be in there. It's not easy. I don't criticize anybody who's gone through divorce, because it takes a lot to even go through divorce. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go into our next topic. Do stay with us. And you are still watching Sense. My name is Rosalind Fairley. I introduce my guest for today, and of course, not just my guest, but my co-host as well, Araba Kumsin, Gianna Music, and of course, Sally Amwakwa. And like I told you earlier, I do have studio audience in our midst today. Now, talking about the topics we are going to be discussing, we have three topics we are discussing. We are talking about the economic slowdown. How do you make an ends meet in these difficult times? Not just that, we are talking about marital discrepancies. Should divorce be easier or harder to get? And then our final topic is being honest and poor, and being dishonest but rich. What's your opinion on that? Huh? Poverty we go chop. Abs, what's up?
Wow, those sound like, I mean, very interesting topics. I can't wait to delve into it. But thankfully, we have a new sponsor on board. We have Onga joining the Sixth Sense team, and good food brings good memories. That's why taste matters, and Onga is the taste master. As taste masters, we give every meal that superior taste. A wide range of Onga flavors assures you of superior taste and irresistible aroma. Why don't you get your Onga powders? The stew 3 mix, which is a combination of ginger, onion and garlic, our classic, and the chicken. Oh yes, and for the Onga tablets, the shrimp, chicken, beef and stew. We have a flavor for every meal. That is just what you need for an Ongalicious meal. And by the way, Ongalicious is the new delicious. Onga, Mama's helping hand. Ilele? I always find it difficult saying that name, but I love the sound of it. So yes, thank you very much, Onga, for sponsoring Sixth Sense. Again, you are welcome to Sixth Sense. This is where we share our perspectives as women on a wide range of issues. And like Rosalind said, one of the issues we're going to be talking about is the economy. Everybody's talking about the economy now. I mean, right now, there are calls for the dismissal of the finance minister because of where we find ourselves. Every day when you go to the market, the price of commodities go up. What you bought for, you know, say 10 cedis last week comes up to 20 cedis the next day. So it's everybody's feeling the pinch, but people are finding ways to, make ends meet. So how are you finding ways to make ends meet in these terrible economic crises? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let me start off with you, Rosalind, because I know that you have been finding ways of making ends meet in these difficult economic times. But how do you do it? Because I hear people, and from the newsroom, we tell stories of people who are struggling, genuinely struggling. Some of us are, lucky to be able to, get by. But some people are struggling. They've had to, cut back on what they eat. So instead of eating 3 times a day, they eat twice a day or just once a day, because they can't afford it anymore. You go and buy wache today, tomorrow they said the price of egg has gone up, and so you can't even eat wache with egg anymore. You're left with wele. The next day, wele, the price of wele has gone up, so you're just forced to eat the rice, with just the talia, as they say, the spaghetti. So it's difficult for a lot of people. But tell me, what stories have you been hearing, and how have you been, making ends meet in these difficult times?
So I'm happy you started with me, because the only thing I can do is to throw it to my guest, Ikea, to take us away with that.
Dodging the bullet. You're dodging the bullet. Okay.
I'll come to it later, but
Okay.
let's have Ikea also say what she thinks about it.
Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Araba. I think I'll go a bit into economics with regards to this topic, because a lot of people are feeling the heat, and most people are complaining, and it sometimes sounds like it's only happening in Ghana, but the reality is it's happening globally. That's true. Is economy meltdown everywhere. So what I personally think is that it is time policymakers or the government get a time to really explain what is really happening in the economy for the layman to understand what is happening.
It's interesting you said that. A few weeks ago, the president addressed the nation, because he had met with different interest groups, the AGI, market women, and all of that, to get a sense of what their concerns were. And then he came to address the nation. And then he said that he was going to address us regularly. But since that time, we haven't heard from him. But it's a good point that you make.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel it is time for them to make us understand what fiscal policy is. We need to understand why there is so much heat in the system. And it's just because inflation is high now, government has cut spending and it has raised taxes, because that is what every government does when there is inflation in the economy. If you're able to break this down for the ordinary Ghanaian.
But should they be raising taxes in a difficult time
when
like
there's
this?
Inflation, that's the only thing you can do to stabilize the
But the people
economy.
don't have money. Where are they going to get money from to spend on additional taxes, to pay for additional taxes?
That is true. But at this point in time, there is nothing the government can do than what he is doing now.
But that's what I think why they're going to IMF, right? For the bailout.
But the bailout, the conditions with regards to the bailout, do you think we can meet it? People are going to lose their jobs.
Exactly.
A lot of things is going to happen in the economy, and it will even cause more hardship in the economy. So personally, I don't subscribe to us going to IMF. But what I think we can do is to work on ourselves as Ghanaians. We should be self-reliant in the sense that the war between Ukraine and Russia has affected every economy. And then we are also feeling the heat because we import wheat. I think 30% of the wheat that we use for flour and other stuff
comes from
Ukraine. Come from Russia, sorry. Russia and Belarus. So now we are not getting this because there is a ban on Russia. So most economies are not dealing with Russia now. So we are not getting the wheat. Again, petroleum products, most of them also come from Russia. In as much as we produce crude oil in Ghana, we are not able to refine them in Ghana. So we buy 80% we import 80% of the petroleum products we use in Ghana. And most of these products were coming from Russia. So now we have lost that one as well. So what do we do as
citizens?
No, as a government, to stabilize the country. I think that my oil refinery shouldn't only be there to store crude oil and other petroleum products from people.
We should be refining as well.
Yes, we should be refining as well, so that we can also somehow rely on the petroleum products you are producing here in Ghana.
There is nothing like Tor. There is nothing like Tema Oil Refinery. It's dead.
It can be resuscitated.
So the
thing is that
we ought to have the government sit up.
Exactly.
So, Ikuya, I understand where you're coming from, what you're saying is a global thing. But the thing is, as much as it's a global thing, this is where we are having Ghana's currency performing as the worst currency in the world.
Exactly.
Russia-Ukraine war hits the world, but why are we going lower than others?
Exactly.
Now, even when you take our city, the CFA is fighting our city. They'll tell you that, yes, the CFA is being backed by the foreign currency. Fair enough. Now, when you take even our petroleum products, there are so many taxes on there. For the layman out there, we are paying certain taxes that in times of difficulties like this, we should have the government being able to sustain us where we are supposed to pay less. So we have a subsidiary coming in. Where is that money that we are paying? The people are feeling the pinch now because that money, nobody can account for that money. So we are saying that we should ban people from spending dollars. We should ban people from charging in dollars. But our own governmental institutions are doing it. What is the government doing about it?
These are very, very important questions that only government can answer. I wonder if they will actually really answer it. But let's come to the issue of how people can make ends meet in these difficult times.
Maybe Jayana is doing extra.
People
maybe
are
ask
actually
her. Well, maybe she's cooking something.
No, but I'm sure you've heard stories of how people are trying to get by. You know.
I mean, God being so good, at least I would say that I own my own, business.
Okay.
I have a beauty spa.
Okay.
And usually when my clients come in at this time, it's like everybody's complaining about the economy, you know. Both young and old, everybody is complaining. Anytime you charge them, they're like, hey, mommy, that kind of thing. And I feel that we are all, suffering from whatever that is going on. And for me, I usually advise them that whatever that you are doing, at least add something extra to it.
Like how? Can you explain?
Multi-tax. It's either if, like for instance, I own my own business, I am doing hair, I can add other things to it. Right now, everybody is going into, how do you call it? In Chi, they say like in Sanu.
Let me ask you something. How is patronage like?
Honestly,
do you understand? Do people even have that money to spend?
That's the thing, because a friend of
honestly,
mine
some people have, I don't know, like there's a group of
patronage
people
has gone down.
who have money to spend. People are spending money. Oh.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
where are they?
I
want them as friends.
Some people are spending money, but the majority.
Wait, do you have their numbers? Because I need friends like
No,
that who are
like,
spending in this economy.
It's
You want the
it's
advice. You want to know how
the
they're getting
middle,
by.
the middle income earners, those people have the money. But the lane person who will come and then patronize, they are more. Okay. They do not have enough, like more money to spend.
Exactly.
And they are the people that are complaining. And they are more than, let's say, the income
I'm
earners.
the layman then.
You
No,
are
we are
not
not.
like a layman.
I am with you, sir.
You don't look. Please, the two of you don't look like laymen. Please, or laywomen.
Don't let the
As
packaging
much as some
deceive
of
you.
us,
Oh my God,
I wouldn't say I am rich, but I
Yeah.
would say God has blessed
Amen.
me.
Yeah.
Amen.
We still feel the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I
do
mean,
you
we
feel
buy
the
fuel
heat?
on a regular
Okay.
day. So
Exactly. I was coming
Okay.
to each of you. So I'll come to each of you
So-
on how you're feeling the pinch and how you're going around it.
So previously, if I want to fill my
Your
one-
tank.
my tank,
Yeah.
my Land Cruiser, I would spend nothing more than 500 Ghana cedis. Now I'm spending 1,800, 1,900 to fill my tank.
This is double what
So
you're paying
for
before.
some time now,
Three.
I've packed my Land Cruiser.
Uh-huh.
I'm not using the Land Cruiser.
Okay.
Now we have family members and other people who rely on us.
Exactly.
You get it? So the little you are making now, you have to share it with other people. And
It's not enough to go
exactly,
around.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we are all feeling the heat. So me, personally, I have cut down on a lot of things.
And I mean, there's the school of thought that perhaps we should begin to look inward. Every time we're thinking of what we are getting from China, what we are getting from this country, and it adds to the
Exactly,
import
that's what I
bill.
was talking about.
Exactly. So perhaps we should even consider, even home gardening or home farming or whatever you call it, like
Yeah, the
backyard
backyard
I think much
backyard
attention
garden.
now
Exactly.
should be channeled to agriculture.
Agriculture is true.
I think we can substitute some of the product like wheat. We are not being able to buy wheat because
So
the
what should we
price is up
substitute wheat
now.
with?
Now we can substitute it with tapioca.
Tapioca.
Yes, we have cassava.
Is it the same consistency? Well, anyway, I mean, like
You know,
right now,
it
you
gets
don't
to
really
a
have
time
a
then you
choice.
don't have a yes.
Exactly.
It's not about you, the luxury.
Yes.
Like it's about you getting full. That is what you should be thinking about now.
Exactly, exactly.
You understand?
It reminds me of the COVID times. Remember, people were agitated when there was a lockdown. They wanted to go out and get food, and they didn't care that they would even get the COVID and die. They'd rather not die out of hunger. They'd rather die out of COVID than hunger. So
Well,
food
that's
is very
true.
important
Well,
around.
I'm just looking at our studio audience, and I don't know, probably we should ask one person how they're surviving in this difficult time. Who would love to tell us, you know, how he or she is surviving at this difficult time? You'd like to do that for us? Sure. Okay. Your name, and then you tell us how you're surviving.
Yeah, my name is Paul Nyoja Dalafo, and I'm a student to the Ghana School of Journalism.
Right.
Well, the survival in the economic downturn is not that easy. But there they say we have to all be managers on our own. But here we are, everybody for himself, God for all. I think I do 010.
Ah, you're in the club.
Of course. And
So no breakfast, lunch,
no breakfast,
and no dinner.
lunch and no dinner.
Okay.
So you eat heavy lunch.
That is
We are
what
on
they
a
say.
slimming course.
So, as we have always been contending with the economic hardship, I think one of the best way to curb this hardship is to turn our attention to made in Ghana products.
Exactly.
The question is, how many of us are ready to buy rice made in Ghana? And how many companies are in Ghana that produce rice? So with this, and it's about perception, it's about time we change our perception that quality comes from outside. We have quality here. Why is it that students travel outside and they are good, they are sharks and they are brains, they have good brains, and now when they come to Ghana, they become watchmen?
That's
That
quite
is
deep.
the best way to tackle the economy situation. And I think a few days ago, before the president came to address the nation, I took to my social media, I was like, if I had the chance to advise the president, I would tell him to cancel importation. Arrest the guru boys who are meddling with dollar. Dollar is for the banks. How come people go to the banks, they get the dollar, they sell at the high cross? I will advise that a bill be passed to regulate our market, such that when you go to Kofi's shop and you compare the prices of goods at Kofi's shop to Mr. Mensah's shop, it should not be different. Because we as the normal or the laymen are suffering from price disparities. Whereby if you want to say, then they say dollar. What has dollar done? Dollar has done nothing, but it's our mindset.
I like that.
Interesting
Thank you
thoughts
so
there,
much.
yeah.
This is very deep. Thank you so much.
You know, I mean, let me just play the devil's advocate. For those who might not necessarily agree with you, they'll say, if you say cancel imports, you can't entirely cancel imports. It should be done, you know, in phases, because there are certain things that we consume that we can't, we can't produce locally. For example, people say we shouldn't import chicken, but are poultry farmers able to, you know, meet the demands
of the people?
The population.
Well, I think what I do agree with him is the regulation, and that's the problem that we have. We don't regulate anything. Our fuel prices are not being regulated because government can't subsidize. There's no regulation on transport. There's no regulation on, you know, food item prices of food items. And when you look at our neighboring countries like Togo, there is regulation. But then we have to take a quick break and delve into our other conversations. So we go for a quick break, and when we come back, we have more for you. Do stay with us.